Dear guests, welcome to the Artificial Intelligence program in Health Science. Today we are together with Mr. Roberto Saracco. Roberto, welcome to our program.
Thank you. Let's go now to look a little bit into the future. We are talking about something that it looks something in the future, okay, but it's already a reality of today. Now, to prepare this presentation, I try to work out what are the main area of evolution in healthcare and how are different technology going to affect this kind of thing. And I came up with this sort of diagram. When you see, you have at the bottom the three main area of evolution of healthcare, which is preventative. Basically, you want to have proactive healthcare to cure people, to avoid people to get sick, okay? Then you want to have personalized healthcare, not a pill fitting everybody, but a pill just for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to have healthcare in proximity, which means telemedicine. You don't need to go to the doctor, or another way you can create a little island for healthcare support, depending on the kind of country you're in and so on. So these are really the three main areas, okay? We are thinking about the future of healthcare: personalized, proximity, and proactivity in healthcare. Now, what are the technologies that can help us in achieving this kind of thing? You see, every one of the lines that you see is contributing to this goal, to each of these three goals. And the thicker the line, the bigger the contribution that is providing. And as you can see, digital twin and personal digital twin even more are major contributors. And the other thing that you will notice is the purple lines that correspond to artificial intelligence. And you see that artificial intelligence is everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not just contributing to our three goals that we stated, but is also essential for other technologies that we're going to use to achieve these three goals. So really, artificial intelligence is the infrastructure that is throughout pervading all the future of healthcare. Now, let's take a closer look at this kind of thing. And first of all, in the future, every baby that is born will have her genome sequenced. There's no question about this. It's going to happen, okay? Yeah. And I really think that by the end of this decade, it will be like that, okay? The cost, as you see in the graphics there, is going down tremendously. You see the amount of money that cost sequencing a genome. In the year 2000, it was $3 billion, a little bit expensive. Nowadays, it's less than $1,000. We think that by 2025, it's going to be around $100 or something like that. So it's really going down. And what you see is that we are not just getting less cost in sequentializing a genome. The reverse effect is that we're getting more and more genomes sequentialized. And so we can learn more and more by using artificial intelligence. I can come back to that in a moment, okay? You see here, we have in 2018, UK started the 100,000 genomes project, which means they paid, the government paid to have 100,000 genomes sequenced. And now we have the 1 million genome project and so on. So by 2030, probably, we will have the billion genome sequences, which means that many people really indeed will have this kind of thing. Now, how this sequenced genome can be the kernel for the creation of the personal digital twin of that person. So you got a baby, you got his or her genome sequenced, and this is going to seed the creation of that baby personal digital twin. And everything that's happening after that goes into the personal digital twin of that baby. So all the exams that he's taking, okay, even the kind of food is breastfed or is taking the formula or whatever, okay? So everything goes and increase, okay, the thing. And the other thing is that, I'm sorry, the genome is obviously the starting point. But what we're really interested in is not the genome, it's the phenotype. It's not the genotype, it's the phenotype. okay? I want to understand why I'm getting sick, okay? And I want to understand why my hands start to tremble, okay? Well, this is the phenotype, it's not the genotype, okay? And we know that the genotype is a good starting point, but then you have epigenetics, you've got several factors that can influence, okay, the expression of genes, and then what's becoming out of you. The problem is that today, apart from very few exceptions, we don't know how to correlate the genotype with the phenotype. We know that there are some genes that leads to brown eyes or blue eyes, okay? But as an example, for autism, we know that there are at least 100 different genes that are involved in the autism syndrome. But we don't understand exactly how they are involved, okay? And unless we understand exactly how they are involved, we cannot attempt any cure for this kind of thing. So it's very important to understand the phenotype. And the personal digital twin in healthcare is going to help in this understanding, because it has the genome, it's following all the behavior, all the things that is coming up, and it's comparing this kind of thing with all the other genomes and all the other potential phenotypes, so that we can start cross-correlating. And this is going to be an amazing turning point for healthcare. So what we're thinking about is that in the near future means by the end of this decade, we will have the possibility of starting to correlate the phenotype with the genotype. And this is called deep phenotyping. That is to start from the phenotype, go deep into biology, into genetics, into the various omics, okay? Proteomics, metabolomics, all this kind of thing, and understand what are the correlation. And then we do this looking at the healthcare records that goes backwards, saying, okay, this is the effect on the phenotype. And this is transferred into the digital phenotyping, into the personal digital twin, okay? So this is going to be a tremendous change in healthcare that is leading to prevention, so proactive medicine, and to precision medicine, that is personalized medicine, as you see in the lower part of the graphic. So this is going to be a tremendous turning point. The other thing is that we are going to live as people more and more in a space. Now it has become fashionable to call it the metaverse, okay? But actually, what we mean is that we are living in a world of atoms, in a physical world, but we're also living in a world of bits, okay? And more, these two worlds are going to overlap one with the other, to the point that I will no longer distinguish between one and the other, okay? My experiences will be as strong in the physical space as they are in the digital space, okay? And we know that epigenetics is affected by emotion, as an example, okay? So the emotions that are derived from the digital space can have an impact on my phenotype. And so this is a point of looking at all these things together. And through a personal digital twin, this will become possible because it can follow the three areas. Now, what can a personal digital twin do with respect to healthcare? It can help us communicating with the healthcare system. And on the other side, the healthcare system can develop digital twins that can help us interacting with them. Now, how many times did you call your doctor, the secretary of your doctor, to find the line busy, okay? And usually it's busy when you really have urgency to talk to him or to her. Well, it happens. But if you were calling your doctor's digital twin, it will always be there because your doctor's digital twin can talk to 100 people in parallel, okay? There's no limitation whatsoever. Now, this leads us to the chatbots. This is a new technology that has already been used in several areas. It was called intelligence voice responders. But now there's a completely new wave of chatbots that are coming up based on digital twin and on the concept of digital twin instantiation. What does it mean? I pick up my phone and I call my virtual doctor, okay? I'm not talking about science fiction. There are already 2 insurance companies that are providing this service. One in the US, one in Sweden, providing service throughout Europe. So it's already here. So I'm calling and the chatbot responds to me. And in the beginning, I will have to say who I am, okay? But that will go only for the first time I call the chatbot. Because the second time, the chatbot has the digital signature of my voice. So as soon as I say hello, he say, hello, Roberto, how are you? So he's talking to me. We have an instance of that chatbot that is my chatbot. And that chatbot, the more I talk to him, to it, I should say probably, the more I talk to it, and the more it gets familiar with me, the more knows about me. And I can talk to it saying, oh, today I had a big spaghetti, okay? A big plate, and now I feel, well, overburdened, okay? I've got something in my stomach and something like that. And probably it will say me, well, probably you just eat a little bit too much, you shouldn't do that, okay? And so next time I call, it will remember, it will say me, hey, what about your food? Did you eat all those spaghetti again? And I say, no, this time so it's better. You didn't feel heartburn or this kind of thing. So he's actually engaging me in conversation about my past. And this makes all the thing much more interactive, okay? And from a perceptual point of view, I can start to appreciate the fact that it's really taking care of me because it knows me much better than my doctor, because my doctor is seeing hundreds of patients and he probably forgets. He forgets about me, but my chatbot, it never forgets, okay? Yeah. And he can tell me, oh, but you ate that much, it was three months ago, okay, on a Friday, because he knows all of that and very precisely. He can even remind me of this kind of thing. So he can really follow me. And this kind of service is a service where people will be solicited to use more and more, because the more they're using it, the more effective it becomes, okay? So it's very important to use this kind of thing more and more. And these chatbots are becoming more and more intelligent on their own. Intelligent about me, they know more about me, but in the spare time, let's call it that way, they're also talking to one another. So they know what's going on. They know the very latest in medicine. There's a company that's called Unanimous AI in the US that is basically providing chatbots that can surf the web and they read all the medical papers that are coming out. So they are always up to date to the very last minute. And when they interact, they can tell you the latest story, much better than any doctor can do. So this is the kind of medicine that we can imagine. And our personal digital twin will be in touch with the digital twin of the chatbot, even when I'm not on the phone. So my personal digital twin can share something about me, okay? And more important, can get information from my chatbot, my personal chatbot, and can make aware that I should change my habit. It can say, oh, there's a new thing, change your prescription, use this kind of thing, do a bit more of exercise, and so on. So you see these two entities, my personal digital twin and the digital twin in cyberspace, are interacting with one another, and this is going to change how we see healthcare is becoming much more efficient, less costly for the system, okay? And it makes us aware. Again, sometimes we're not behaving correctly just because we're not aware. With this, I finish my 4-slot presentation. Here you've got my LinkedIn reference, you've got my mail address. So if you want to know more, if you want to get in touch with me, please do so. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Roberto. Thank you very much, because it's really amazing. It's really wonderful presentation. While you are telling about the future, I think what will happen in the next. So we will get in touch with you and we will talk about health science in artificial intelligence together. Thank you very much for everything.
My pleasure, Emel. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you very much. Dear guests, welcome to the Artificial Intelligence program in Health Science. Today we are together with Mr. Roberto Saracco. Roberto, welcome to our program.
Thank you.